Before I conclude this opening remark, I would like to invite a very special person on the stage, Miss Alisha Abdullah. She is a multifaceted, she is the country's first female national racing champion. She is also a politician and a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together.
Good evening to everyone present here, and yes, I'm walking. So, yes, it's really nice to be here, and I thank Amith and team for. I really liked the video a lot. It was very impressive, and the whole concept of this gift card for a purpose is really. I think for the first time this is coming, I'm really impressed with this. I'll do my best to promote this and get this where it has to be. So yeah, coming to my journey, I'm going to take around 20 minutes. I hope I don't, make you guys sleep. But yeah, I'm just going to make it very brief. So I started my journey when I was 8 years old. I was into go-karting, bike racing, car racing, and so on. So I'm going to tell you something which I've never told anyone except for my biopic, which is going to come out very soon. When people talk about Alisha Abdullah, people only see, oh, supercars, super bikes, she has this, she has that, and people think of me as a superwoman, you know. But what made me in that stage is really important. I think all of you should know what is my journey. So when I was small, my mom is a Christian, my dad's a Muslim, and I got married to a Hindu. So it's all, it's very difficult for me to follow religions. But so when this happened, my dad was sent out of his house because, of course, marrying a Christian, a proper Orthodox Sunni Muslim family cannot get married to a outside caste. So when this happened, my dad was sent out of the house. He was not given, his share of whatever. So we lived as a family of three, and with just 500 rupees, my dad started his journey with a Chetak bike. I still have that bike. It's around 35 years. I painted it pink. Horrible it looks, but anyway, I just kept it as a memory. But yes, so when this happened, my dad was a racing champion back then. He didn't know what was gym because he couldn't afford going to the gym. So he used to run, I don't know if any of you all are from Chennai, but he used to run from Roypuram, which is North Madras, right up to the Marina Beach. He used to run around 40 kilometers up and down to get the stamina to race. So when this used to happen, that's it. Just that, very simple. Used to eat chapati, dal, that very simple life we lived. We didn't have any facilities at all. So I was a kid growing up from going on a Chetak bike to the racetrack, and with proper those gulla, they put that thing on your head as a kid. Used to go to the racetrack, watch my dad race, come back on that bike or around 40 to 60 kilometers up and down. So I lived a very hard life for a very, very, very long time. The only plus point is I was surrounded with petrol smell, bikes, cars, noise of only that. I had nothing else in my life to do except studying and playing with these small hot wheel cars and bikes. So when that happened, my dad said, okay, he was very disappointed because I was born a girl. He always wanted a boy, to become a racer. So anyway, he had no choice. He turned me into a very tomboyish person. So the first time when I went to the, he said, let's go to the go-karting track, which opened in Chennai. So I went to the go-karting track, and the first time I went to the go-kart track, my hair was so long, it got caught in the engine. So what will any parent do? They would say, my God, something happened to my child, let's rush to the doctor. But my dad didn't do that. He was a very mean dad. He told me, go back and race. Go back to the car. He just tied my hair up and he said, go, no problem. It's okay if there's pain, just go back. So the reason why that got entangled in the engine is because a boy, always in life, there's always men problems with me because I race with men. I've been always on a journey with men. So a boy actually came and pushed me off the racetrack. So when he pushed me off, my neck went haywire and it got caught, my hair got entangled. So when that happened, my dad said, go and push him off again. So I said, okay, what a mean father this father, my dad is. And I did the same thing what he did. And back and forth, people used to plan, big names in India right now in motorsports, they all used to plan and push me off, saying that, any of you know Tamil here? Okay, they say, மச்சான் நாங்க வந்து ஃபைட் பண்ணல, ஆனா ஒரு பொண்ணு வந்து வரக்கூடாது மச்சான், அது வந்து ரொம்ப அவமானம். Which means we can fight, but don't let a girl come in our fight. It's a shame. So all this used to happen, and my only thing was to take revenge, not race. Okay, so every time I go on the racetrack, I used to go push off people. You hit me, I hit you back. And after that, it became very physical. So every time a boy comes and does something to me, the first thing I do is take my helmet to go and bash him. It used to be so it's funny, but I used to be so angry back then. I used to be such a short-tempered person, all because of my father, because of my hair, what happened that day. But then I realized, yes, it made me really strong from my side. Jokes apart, it made me very, very strong. I became a very successful go-kart racer, and then I moved into bike racing because I couldn't afford car racing. It's very expensive. So I moved to bike racing. The first time I took the bike on the track, I fell down and tore my ligament. So I said, on a DO bike, okay, because of course I couldn't afford a race bike back then. So when racing is basically you have to invest first, and if you're good enough, if all the luck in the world is there, you would get sponsored. So when this happened, my dad said, again, sit back on the bike with my ligament tear, go back and ride as usual, stage 1. Went back again on my DO bike. It's a scooter. It's not even a bike, So if I bend, the footrest touches the track, and again I fell down. So it happened back and forth, and he was never happy. Even now if I get first, he'll be like, this is not you. He would shout at me on the racetrack. So why I'm telling this story is because he made me so strong today that I'm a politician. So this is a bottom line. But yes, so when I moved into bike racing and then car racing back again, by God's grace, with all my hard work, with all my dad's pushing and shoving me on the track, I had a lot of sponsors, and I was proving myself back and forth. Coming to the last bit, I had a very bad accident on the racetrack in bike racing, and I had 2 rods and 13 screws in my ankle. I couldn't walk, and people started making fun of me. People said, that's it, a game is over. 25, 26 years I'm in racing. So when this happened, I'm someone, if someone says you can't do it, I want to do it. So it's always been like that within myself. So I said, okay, with great difficulty, going back on that operation, to the operation theatre is not a joke, With great difficulty, with great courage, I went back, removed my plates and screws. Within 8 months, I removed it and got back to the gym, started practicing, started running. A person with on the wheelchair was able to run in 8 months' time. All just because I want to prove people wrong, and I also wanted to come back. I'm not a quitter. So I came back into bike racing was ruled out. My mother said, I'm going to burn all the bikes if you're going to sit on any race bike. So I moved to car racing, and even then, I was taking painkillers because my leg was getting swollen because it was on the floor. My own teammate goes to the officials and says, she's taking drugs to race. She's on steroids. They called me, they did my testing, and I was cleared. But you know what a problem this is when before your competition people tells you and people gives you so much of problems in, before your competition. It's not easy, it's not very clean. But anyway, I passed that, went on the racetrack, and they planned again. They bashed my car, my full tie rod. It's called the tie rod, which holds the steering to the wheels. They smashed it where I was driving like this. It was just the opposite side. Imagine driving in 180 on the racetrack with a steering like this. And I was holding around maybe 135 guys behind me. And everywhere they were nudging me, they were hitting me, they were pushing me just because they wanted to see me out of the racetrack. And my leg one side was getting swollen, so I couldn't feel my leg after some time. With great difficulty, I came out of that situation. I controlled myself, controlled my anger. Of course, I'm much older than what I used to be back then. So controlled everything and then came back, gave them my peace of mind when I came back. That's different. But on the racetrack, I proved who I was. And that's it. That was my last race in 2022. 2023, that is this year, I took a break because I entered politics, and many reasons I entered politics, which I think after this, if you have any questions, I would answer. So yes, that's about me, guys. I hope it was it was okay. My story was okay. So yes, thank you so much, Amith, to give me so much of time.
So inviting Amith Prabhu to have a quick chat with Alisha on her journey.
Thank you, Sarika. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the first ever Sparkle evening. This is a format we want to create for the future. The plan is people buy a Sparkle card, the entire money goes to charities, and you come and listen to an inspiring person and then enjoy some live music, followed by drinks and dinner. So we'll do that format today with you all. So thank you, Alisha, for your inspiring talk today. So tell us, you told us why you got into racing and how your father inspired you. I'll come straight to 2023. Why did you get into politics?
So the reason I got into politics is because I have very limited resources to spend or to give back to the society. I'm concentrating on a lot of underprivileged children in different sports. Definitely not racing because it's a very niche sport. So since the first time I'd come into politics, it's been a very tough journey for me, and I've done a lot for the underprivileged children in Tamil Nadu. So I think that's one of the reasons I've joined politics.
And why did you choose the Bharatiya Janata Party, though the state of Tamil Nadu is more famous for other two regional parties? What made you choose this party?
That's a solid question. You know, this is going to go on Twitter and everywhere else, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tag
Tell us why.
for this.
Let more people like in the room join politics too.
Okay, the reason I've joined is because the first time I got the President's Award was from the center, which is, of course, BJP. And they always had a very, very strong hold on sports people. They always encourage sports people. When it comes to Tamil Nadu politics, it's very different. The mindset, the ideology is very different. So, and basically, I like the ideology of BJP. And of course, because of my president, Mr. Annamalai sir, is one of the strongest reasons I'm here in the party.
Thank you. There are a lot of young people in this room, and there are a lot of slightly not so young people, but young at heart in this room. What's your message for young people in this room who feel sometimes challenged by the limitations they face every day? What do you think should they do to do things differently, to be innovative and kind of overcome challenges?
I think you need to have a goal in life and never quit, no matter what. Just don't quit in life. Even though not just young, but even I'm 34 now. So, you should never ever quit in life, and every day is a challenge for me. So I always want to become one day the sports minister of India, so wow. I work towards it. I don't know whether it's going to be possible, but I'm sure that's the reason I joined politics, because I want to make a difference, just not like a normal politician, If I have to put my hand in dirty water, I will, as long as other people get benefited. So that's my ideology, and I'm very strong on what I want to do.
That's fabulous. Before I ask a couple of more questions, if anyone in the audience who wants to ask Alisha a question, the mic can come to you. We can take 2 or 3 questions and then a few final remarks. If there's anybody in the audience, stand up. Is Monisa here? She had a question for the speaker earlier in the evening, but the speaker left the stage when Isabel Ara spoke. Monisa, do you have a question? Monisa Kadri is a professor from Pulwama in Srinagar in Kashmir. She is one of our first delegates ever from Kashmir to come to a praxis or a WPRF. Thanks, Monisa. None of this was planned. She doesn't know the questions I'm asking her. Neither does Monisa know I was going to pull her up for this question. So
I'm sure they also don't know the comment that's coming up. Thank you so much, and I really enjoyed your talk. My comment or question to you is that now that you've manifested that you want to be the sports minister of India, and you're sitting amongst a gathering of PR practitioners who know how to do that. So do you think that if anyone approaches you for some kind of, branding, some kind of PR work that you can start right away, do you think there's a vacancy for that? There's a possibility of partnership?
100%. Like I said, I'm just not like an ordinary politician, and for me, it's about giving back. And I think I'm going to be a different person for sure.
No doubt about it. Any other questions here? Yeah, Shreya, please. We can take 2-3 more questions. Feel free to raise your hand, and the mic will come to you.
My question to you is very
One second. we know who you are, Shreya, from this entire day of anchoring our event. Tell her who you are.
Hi, I'm Shreya Krishnan, and I'm a PR fellow, and I'm Amit's sidekick on many of the things that he gets me to do. But my question is, there's always a perception around angry women, right? That angry women are negative, but I've always believed that anger is a powerful, beautiful emotion that if you channel it right, it'll give you, the right outcomes. So I want to ask you, how have you dealt with that perception of being angry and being ambitious and actually getting what you want at the expense of actually laughing at everybody else that you kick off the racetrack? Tell us a little bit about that vicarious pleasure it gives you.
One way to avoid anger is to drive on Chennai roads. You know, today I was driving my sports car, I found an auto racing. I put down my glass and say, brother, please, ponga brother, neenga da rombo fast poringa ponga. You know, it's so hard being a racer when you drive or ride on roads. People tried a bike, a cycle tries to race against a 300 bhp car. So that really you don't know how it feels. So yes, but besides that, every time when I joined politics, I couldn't come out of my house. I'm sorry if I can take 5 minutes.
Take 7.
Okay, thanks. So I couldn't come out of my house because I was booked for 4 cases. Okay, because I wrapped my cars into different colors. So I was wrapped, and my Porsche was GJ, Gujarat. So they thought Modi ji gave me the car and I joined BJP. Okay. So 3 cases, and they called me a poly doctor. Basically, I wanted to become a doctor when I was very young. I didn't have the money to become a doctor. So now I'm becoming a doctor, doing my BMS course because I have a skin clinic. I like to study. So, so they called me a poly doctor. They put a case on me. All my cars has tint. They put a case on me. So 4 cases I had on me. Had police coming to my clinic, coming to my house. You need to remove. If not, we're going to put inside. I said, do, please put me inside. It's better than me sitting inside and sitting in my house and watching the TV. So, it was so difficult for me to come out of it. Then I realized I want to quit politics. But then Mr. Annamalai, the TN BJP president, had messaged me one simple, in a message he told me, politics, especially BJP, is like your racetrack. You have to fight odds and you have to come out. Rest is your call. And then I realized I have someone backing me so much, and of course he used to push me to the limits. Then I understood all my enemies. I have no friends, no friends at all. Trust me, don't have friends.
Can I be your friend?
No, sorry. You speak a lot. Amith, I'm your friend. So, and then I realized I have to prove people wrong. So automatically when you want to prove people wrong and everything goes into your system. So it's a good question. Thank you.
Thank you. We can take another question. There's Madhulika, right? Yeah, Madhulika.
No guys ask me any questions. Surprising.
Yeah, the next question after Madhulika should be from a guy. Kiruba will ask you the question.
Hi Alisha, my name is Madhulika. I work with Ford India.
Higher, mic higher. Yeah.
Is it better? Okay. I work with Ford India. My name is Madhulika. I'm assuming you are a motorsport fan, given that you've been into racing and stuff. My question to you is, I'm sure you follow F1. Who's your favorite F1 driver and why? And the second part to the question is, India's going to be witnessing MotoGP for the first time. Do you have any plans of attending it starting tomorrow?
Yes, wow, finally a motorsport question. Yes, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan for sure because I know him personally, and wow, he's such a beautiful person on the track and off the track. He helps a lot of people also. So yeah, I'm a very big fan of him. And second, yes, MotoGP is coming. I'm supposed to be there today, but I've been held with some meetings. So Sunday morning I should be on. You're going to the MotoGP? Okay. So Sunday morning I'll be there.
Praxis is better
yeah.
than MotoGP.
Trust me, sitting at home is way, way better than going on the racetrack because you can only see one straight. That's it. But yeah, it's a whole different feeling.
We'll take two last questions, one from Kiruba Shankar, and then I see Sujit Patil's hand being raised. Kiruba, Sujit?
Hello.
So there's been a string
Who
of...
are you? Kiruba, what do you do? Tell her.
Yeah, my name is Kiruba. I'm going to be anchoring tomorrow's part of Praxis.
That's tomorrow, but what do you do otherwise? You're a farmer.
I'm a farmer. I run a digital marketing company. But the
Amith, I think a lot of people want to finish you off here.
They love me.
so interesting, Alisha, that you said about there's a biopic that will be coming. There's been a string of sports-based movies that have done very well in the box office. So was that the reason why there's a biopic being made of you, or is it self-funded? So I'm very curious to know about this biopic.
I approached people. You won't believe it. I got an offer to write a book, but then I said no. Let's go for a movie because I think people should know my story, and I want a lot of women to come since MotoGP is coming to India. I want a lot of women to be, out there in bike racing. Also, 2016, I opened All Indian Women Free Racing for Women, and I had around 532 girls who participated, and I trained all of them for free of cost. But today, we don't even have one because of many, many reasons.
Cool. I see one last question, I think. Is there anybody else who wants to ask a question and feels you will not get a chance? Let us know. Don't feel bad. If not, we'll go to Sujit Patil for his question.
Hi, I think it's a very inspirational story. I got goosebumps when you're talking about your life. Every one of us face rejections and we have detractors in life, and you faced them so much and have emerged victorious out of that. Can you give us some tips on how do you face these detractors and how do you face rejections and come out victorious?
It's a good question. I've got rejected, I think, millions of times. But, every time I get rejected, I see another opportunity in life where I can shine. I can never sit at home, even though I'm married. I can never sit at home. Good that my husband is abroad, so he works there. Very good, because I can concentrate more. Each time he's there, I'm not able to concentrate at all, because some fight happens and then I cannot control I have a very, very big
Anger.
mouth. Yes, anger. So he talks and I have to, okay baby, I'm sorry, it's my fault, sorry. So only to one extent I can control, but I can't actually. So it's good that you have your spouses abroad. Anyway, so so yeah, rejection is always there. When you're growing in life, there'll be always a lot of rejection. You have no power, you have no money, you're a biggest loser in life when you have no friends at all. But when you have both these things, trust me, every single person wants to be your friend. So I think that rejection is a part and parcel of life if you want to become someone or somewhere in life, and nothing should fail you. If you think you're fallen, how hard you come up is very, very important. So yeah, I'll speak to separately about the rejection.
Sure, I get it. I mean, detractors are good.
He's also a farmer. There are two farmers in the room, Kiruba and Sujit. Cool. I think, is there anybody else? A last question, because then don't raise your hand when Alisha has already left the venue. Cool. I think there are no more questions from the audience. And I too have no more questions. I had two questions. Sujit and Kiruba covered them anyway. No, they didn't. That's it from us.
I have a question for you.
You have a question?
Yes. How do you have so much of energy to speak?
I don't drink.
No, I know. I didn't speak about drinking.
A lot of these people in the room have energy once they drink. I don't drink and I have energy in the room.
No, because the time I met you was almost 2 hours back, and the same energy you have, and you're just not stopping. He's just going on and on and on and on.
I stopped and made them ask questions. There's a guy in the room called Justin Green. He knows my secret. He'll tell you. Justin, do you know why I have energy? Do you want to say something? He's an Irish man from Dublin. The mic to Justin, please, for closing remarks. And he'll tell you the secret of my energy, not boost.
How you doing?
Super.
He just won't shut up. He just keeps he just keeps interrupting you. It's an absolute nightmare. I have him on my board of Global Alliance, right? And we can't get a word in edgewise because he just keeps interrupting. So I don't know how you've lasted through this conversation, right? So you know, give it up for you because you've achieved a lot more than what I have because I can't stop him. He just keeps interrupting our board meetings. So perhaps our next board meeting, I might actually invite you to attend, you know, to keep him quiet.
That indeed was a sparkle evening. We had fun, we learned so much, we had some serious moments and some fun moments too. I'll keep quiet. Any closing remarks from you, Alisha?
Nothing. I just enjoy the show. It's like a family over here. I really enjoyed it, and
So stay for dinner. Why are you going away? Join us for dinner.
you didn't even give me an option.
I'm giving you. You're saying going away.
The first time I spoke to him on Zoom, he said drinks and first he said drinks and dinner's on the house. I said, sir, I don't drink. Sir. Ah, it's okay. Dinner's free, ma. You come. It was really insulting, you know, Amith.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Public apology to Alisha.
And I didn't even say I'm not joining you. I said I will be here for dinner.
Be here for dinner. Done. Sujit and Kiruba, don't let her leave without having dinner. But thank you so much. We had a great fun evening. We had no budget for a stand-up comic artist this evening. So my team pushed me here and I said, okay, I'll try to keep the laughter going. Thank you, ma'am. Before I leave now, I'll leave it to Roshan and Sarika to do the finale with Alisha and they'll tell you what they'll do. Thank you.
Thanks, Amit, for the fun session. I have my colleague Roshan who's going to hand over a sparkle card to Alisha.
Gracing this evening. It was wonderful to have you. Thank you so much. A great hand to Alisha, please.